Side of Indianapolis. We're on the campus of the University of Indianapolis. I'm Nathaniel Finch here with Landon Coons, and Landon announcing the starting lineups here on the floor in a moment. Then we'll get to tip-off. How do you think this game's going to go?
Honestly, I mean, this could go any which way. I mean, like I said in the pregame show just a little bit, we saw the UINDY women's team lose to Truman State. Truman State's 5-16, and they beat an 11-10 team. So anything could really happen here. I mean, Truman State could pull off an incredible shock win here today. And Truman State's 10-11, and to take down a team that is 15-6 would mean the world to them.
These two teams just played about a month ago. It was in Kirksville, Missouri, and UINDY won that one 86-48. But like you said, anything can happen. The women's team blew out Truman State on the road a month ago, and they just got upset today. Excited to see how this game goes. They're announcing the starters for the Greyhounds. We'll do the same as you see the 5 starters on the screen. There are a lot of size here. That interior of Kendrick Choa, David Ija, a pretty impressive 1-2 punch on that regard. And then obviously Jesse Bingham, an All-American. He's out there with Josiah Tynes and Jarvis Walker, 2 great role players. This is an experienced starting lineup for the Greyhounds. 3 of those guys have been with Indianapolis for 3, 4, 5 years. It's a team that knows how to win.
Oh, for sure it is. I mean, looking back at Jesse Bingham, Nathaniel, I don't know if you've seen the video going around of Jesse Bingham's poster dunk.
Oh, yeah.
That was an absolute cherry bomb from Bingham here. And, I mean, who doesn't love a good dunk? I mean, it's going to get this place amped up. We don't have the football and the baseball team here today, unfortunately, but this UINDY team is on a high right now. It is soaring them to new heights, and they're going to try to keep continuing to ride that way tonight.
UINDY coached by Paul Corsaro, an alum of Indianapolis, 4th year coaching the team, whereas the Bulldogs, coached by Jeff Warner, he's in his 6th season, 2 wins shy of the century mark. And, as far as that goes, he's 4th all-time for Truman State in wins, climbing up that leaderboard. Been here for a while, had some very successful teams. This squad, though, they only have 1 senior. They only have 2 juniors. The rest of the team, freshman and sophomore. They are pretty inexperienced, but they can go out and win some games. For the Hounds, they win the tip. The 6'7" All-American Kendrick Choa. And the Greyhounds will have the ball first. See what kind of start Indianapolis can get off to. This defense, though, how about this? A fast break. The steal for Xavier Hall. He puts it up. Can't get it to go.
Good hustle there, though, from Tynes and Walker, though.
And how about that? Trying to go quickly on the other end. It gets tipped down by Truman State, so the Hounds will inbound it.
We got a replay here of this. Jarvis trying to find the lone man out there in Kendrick Choa.
Double team like a wide receiver. And it gets tipped out. We see an early whistle here. A lot has happened, but it's still 0-0, 30 seconds in. Landon, it's going to be a competitive game. We know these two teams are scrappy, especially when they play each other. I don't know if the Greyhounds have a true rivalry, but this is one that you can definitely point to as Tynes hits the 3 to start it.
That's one we've been seeing a lot lately from Josiah Tynes. He's been comfortable. This is the most relaxed we've ever seen Josiah Tynes here, and he's back in the starting lineup mix, so you gotta love to see it from him. But the effort, nonetheless, has been amazing from Tynes.
The senior led the team in 3s last season. He can certainly hit from downtown. We'll see if Truman State can find an answer their first time in the half-court set. Looking for something to do at the end of the clock. What a shot there from Trey Shearer, their best scorer.
Trey Shearer, he averages 12 points a game, and he is one of the biggest threats for this Truman State team. Like we mentioned in the pregame show, he's not the only one that averages double-digit figures, but Trey Shearer definitely a leader of this Bulldog squad.
A guy that was playing a lot of games last season as well. Here's David Ija. He goes up and slams it down. That didn't take long. Our first dunk of the day. It's David Ija.
I got to be completely honest. Of all the years I've called games, I've never seen David Ija dunk, and he made that look brilliantly.
The 6'7" man out of St. Francis up in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Was an All-American honorable mention with St. Francis, the NAIA school. Here's a little mid-range J, and it's good from Kobe Williams.
Kobe Williams, he just had the perfect spot and opportunity, though. he shot it very, very quickly, did not hesitate, so I like that effort there from Williams.
How about Ija? Not a big role in the team last season as Choa faces the double team and fights through it, can't get it to go. For Ija, not much of a role. Now he's hitting threes for this team. This one goes awry, and Choa puts it up, gets fouled. He'll see 2 at the line. What do you like from David Ija that you've seen so far this year? He's really ascended. Top 15 in the conference in rebounds. He's been a good player for Indianapolis.
Well, everything from David Ija, he's been able to hit threes, and he's just very, very comfortable, and especially in rebounding. I mean, we've seen it as high as this season. He used to average about eight rebounds a game. Now it's about 6, so not a whole lot of drop-off there, but David Ija has just elevated himself in such a way. I mean, obviously, Corsaro sees something in him that put him in this starting lineup, and it's been paying off tremendously.
Kendrick Choa, a 58% free throw shooter, definitely leaves a lot to be desired in that regard, but he can hit them like that. When you get fouled so often, you're going to take a lot of free throws. That was his 101st free throw attempt on the season. He's been at the stripe a lot. You hit a few of those, and all of a sudden, you're hitting double figures before halftime. We'll see how he can do today. Big 3, jacked up and hit. How about this? Kobe Williams, a good start for him.
I mean, already 5 points on the day for him. And, something else I've been noticing from Truman State, it's like they're trying to take a page out of UIndy's textbook here, trying to do this double-team defense that UIndy's so proud of.
Jarvis Walker hits a 3. Everybody's hitting from downtown today. Walker gives you 9 points a game, and he hits that one. A 41% three-point shooter.
I mean, looking at both sides already, I mean, 2 for 3 on threes from both squads. Here today all together.
Strong at the cup, plus the foul.
I believe that's Matt Hefner that made that one.
The 6'7" freshman from St. Louis. You see, he just goes up strong, takes the contact. Doesn't matter, he can still put it in.
See, I mean, he saw that perfect gap from Xavier Hall. Able to bounce pass him between the 2 Greyhound defenders there. Had Hefner wide open to take that shot, and it worked out. We also see a couple new players in there, being Julian Steinfeld, Sean Craig, and Zach Zool.
Zool's got it now. He's a transfer from Ohio Dominican. And boy, a decorated player for a couple years over there in the GMAC. He's come over and he played a nice role. How about this? 22 points on Thursday night off the bench.
Career high for UIndy for him.
And he hits the mid-range J from that elbow, just like we were talking about.
And the 2 years he was at Ohio Dominican, 1,000 points. That's very impressive in the 2 years. 2 years that you're there.
Corner 3 rims out. That was taken by Trey Shearer. And Frizzuli's he's running the point here with his second unit. Here's another 3, but that one can't connect. Josiah Tynes attempts it, and Shearer again. He'll try a 3, and he's missed a couple around the rim.
I mean, how about that? Landon Isla trying to swat it down. The very last second, couldn't get it, but love that. Love the hustle there.
Boy, if these first 4 minutes have told you anything, we're going to have a battle today. Here's a corner 3. And Bingham, that's no good. Teams have started to cool off from downtown after a hot start between both squads. Next whistle brings a timeout. Looking for some points before that happens, though. Here on the inside, it gets swatted away. Bingham, such a good shot blocker. My goodness, as he rejects it. How about Jesse Bingham?
I mean,
second all-time in UIndy history in blocks. I mean, he's got 123 of them now with that one. 15 away from first all-time, and it's not like he's a center. This is a guard we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, Jesse Bingham, I mean, he has such a decorated resume that we could go over here. He averages 15 a game, but Jesse Bingham's going to keep doing what Jesse Bingham does because he's Jesse Bingham.
We'll return here momentarily on the GLVC Sports Network. Back here at Nickerson Hall, these teams returning to the floor. What a good start. We've hit the under 16 media timeout. A lot of scoring, 11-10. You love to see that. This could be a fun battle today on the south side of Indy.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I'm an offensive heavy guy. I mean, any which way you can make buckets, it's always a great day.
A lot of early threes from both of these teams. They found success on the inside as well. Here's the extra pass, and he sinks the triple. It's Kobe Williams. He's hit a couple today.
Yeah, I mean, that's, like I said, that's his second now. 8 points on the day, leading the way for Truman. Sean Craig just a little too late. We'll see what UINDY can do here on this offensive one.
We talked about it. This is not a team in the Bulldogs that you see with one dominant scorer, one guy that's putting up 15-plus points a game. They spread the ball around, but I'll tell you what, Williams making the case to be that guy is Sean Craig, the corner three, and it's too short. On the floor for the rebound, though, pushing the pace are the Bulldogs. Goes out of bounds on Steinfeld and the Greyhounds.
Yeah, I mean, I think that one was just a little, a little bit of happenstance there. I mean, nothing really Julian could do. I mean, he was trying to slow himself down. Just happened to, great play and awareness there from Truman State to throw it back on Julian, for sure.
Hall's going to lead the half-court set. See what the Bulldogs can do here, as they've taken the 2-point lead and trying to build on that, knocked out of bounds again.
As I say, if you're Truman State right now, I mean, you're up by 2. I mean, you could try to get it up to a 2-possession game here early on.
Here comes Hall. He's got 3 to shoot. He'll hit the triple. My goodness.
I mean, nice little step back there to try to get Josiah Tynes away from him. In between the legs, too. Josiah Tynes in transition.
The Bulldogs 3 of 5 from downtown early. I think that's pretty good. On the inside, in transition, and they can't get it to go. It's Craig with the board. These teams pushing the pace. The reverse layup, that one was pretty from Jarvis Walker.
I mean, now he's got 5 points on the day. Jarvis Walker has slowly but steadily been able to make his way up to the top and compete with his UINDY teammates as definitely one of the big front runners.
Shearer drains the mid-range jumper. That was a pretty one. Just found the soft spot in the zone and got it to go. You love to see it. Suddenly the Hounds down by 5. Walker kicks it out. Craig, the three-point specialist, and he airballs it right into the hands of the All-American, and Choa bodies his way up for 2.
I mean, great job from Choa there to able to pick up the scraps. Sean Craig's 3 just a little bit too strong for his liking, though. But, I mean, did you see Truman State's defense? I mean, almost triple-teamed him.
That's what you have to do against a guy of his caliber, the Midwest Player of the Year a season ago, an All-American. He is a guy that can really hurt you quickly. Here's a 3. That one is good again. What are we watching? Matt Hefner buries it.
6 points now on the day for Matt Hefner. I mean, you look at him. This is a guy that averages about 6 points a game. So Matt Hefner, he's on track that he could have a great day out here. Already season high 20 points against Drury this season.
The Bulldogs an absurd 4 of 6 from downtown to start the game as Walker goes up strong. He'll take the contact. He'll take 2 from the charity stripe.
Yeah, I mean, look at this here. We're probably going to get a replay here. Watch Trey Shearer here trying to get in here. It's almost like him and Hefner tried to double team up a little bit argy-bargy there from Shearer.
Bingham and Ejon return to the floor. Walker is 75% free throw shooter, but how about this? They're going to say that he was fouled before he went up for the shot, so it's on the floor. 3rd foul of the day for the Bulldogs.
Just got Dylan Ingram out there, too, for the Greyhounds.
First time he's seen action today. Ingram, the transfer from Maryville, was the GLVC Freshman of the Year a couple years ago, and now he's fighting for minutes on this UINDY team. It tells you how deep they are.
You have the talent pool for UINDY, like you said, it is extremely deep. As David Ejog goes up to the charity stripe.
I mean, shoot. Ingram, the Freshman of the Year in 2022 off the bench for the Hounds. Zach Zool, we talked about what he's been able to do. Second team All-GMAC a season ago. He was 4th in the conference in scoring, and now he's coming off the bench for Indianapolis. This team is deep. And we haven't even talked about yet, Paul Zelinskis not able to play today, typically a starter for this squad, their second leading scorer. He's injured. He's not going to play today. And just another guy that transferred in. He came over from Quincy, was an all-conference player there. They are littered with all-conference players as the ball is loose and it rolls out of bounds. They'll say it went off the hands of a hound, or the paw, if you will.
So I want to say it was about Blaze Porter, and I want to say it was Jarvis Walker, both hustling, trying to get it back in control. I mean, they were stumbling over each other, trying to get it, but great awareness there from Landon Island. They'll just let it roll out.
Truman State with a deep pass, and here's a three. That one bounces just shy. First time we've seen C.E. Talton into the game. Now Eja faces a double team. Here comes the Warren Central product, and he can't get it to go. It's been a slow start for Jesse Bingham.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen any points today, but that's usually what we've seen Jesse do a little bit lately. First half, he makes his presence known, and then second half, he definitely makes his presence known. He will go off in the second half.
Leads the team with 15 points a game, one of the top scorers in the conference. Like you said, he can be streaky. He can go, maybe miss his first few shots, and then he'll hit a whole bunch. How about that? Hitting another three. Landon Island. This team, 5 of 8 from downtown. This is the Golden State Warriors in front of us.
I mean, and you look at their last game. Last game against Lewis, only 24%. 5 for 21. Last game out. They're trying to erase that and write themselves a new destiny.
Truman State with the 24-17 lead when we return after the under-12 media timeout.
Meet Chip. 30 years ago, he started a small business with a big idea. Today, there's a new building, a new fleet of equipment, and a new era of leadership. But we know Chip, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know he plans to keep growing, building business with the next generation. IMCU is here to help with secure and simple account management tools and commercial financing to grow business. Today, it's all about Chip. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
Every day this week.
Back here at Nickerson Hall, it's a 7-point lead for the visiting Truman Bulldogs. And how about this? They're shooting 5 of 8 from downtown. The Greyhounds just 2 of 7. Now I know it's early, but it's definitely been a lot more favorable shooting from beyond the arc for the team in blue and purple. Inside drive for Bingham, and he hits the back end of the iron.
I mean, you see C.E. Talton trying to hold on to that ball as tight as he could as Bingham was going up. Kind of surprised there wasn't a little bit of a foul there, but that's just me.
Bulldogs with the ball trying to extend this early lead. Another three maybe? No. Yes, right wing, and he hit it. These guys are on fire. This is Cason Lawrence. Everybody's hitting threes.
And that's his first points of the day, too, nonetheless.
The 5th Bulldog to hit from downtown. You got to be kidding me. We're not even halfway through the first half. Hounds trying to respond now, down 10 early, to see what kind of defensive adjustments they can make. Everybody hitting threes. And how about this? A block and a hard fall for Landon Island. He's going to take his time getting up. Hounds trying to capitalize. Here's Walker trying to go coast to coast. Nice little turnaround, and it's pure.
Good little bobble there, too, but I am shocked Landon Island is still being able, he's playing, because that was a hard hit.
That was a slam heard around the world with how hard he hit. There might be a dent in the key down there. That was a tough one. He's up, and he's looking good. Here's another three, right wing, and another make. Are you kidding me? Kason Lawrence, 43% three-point shooter, and he hits another one.
6 points now. I mean, and we just saw as I believe Shear. No, that's not Shear. Joe Knutson, I believe. Joe Knutson.
Yeah, you see he takes the tough one on the inside. Knutson takes the hard foul. And Truman State will inbound. Or rather, they'll say it's Indianapolis. They didn't seem to care that Zool went skying through and catching a body.
He was airborne.
Cho to toss it in, and it's stolen away. Another turnover early for the Hounds. It's their second one.
You know, if you're Truman, I mean, you got a double-digit lead on here. This is the time to capitalize on it. It's another turnover for Truman.
They steal it back. Walker with the steal. He's been good at that this year. Drives in by himself, and he walks with it. And Walker's a guy that can create his own shot, right? You don't need to set an offense up for him. He can go, as we've seen a couple times, coast to coast, and he's just so good with the ball in his hands.
You know, we just saw a season high, potentially even career high, about a couple weeks ago at Lewis. 24 points from him. And, you know, Jarvis Walker's day was also cut short Thursday. He fouled out with like 5 minutes left in the game. So definitely want to try to clean it up a little bit, but Jarvis Walker's been flawless today.
And currently he's defending Xavier Hall. Hall with the drive, a kick out. Will we see another three? This one from the corner, and Shearer hits it. My goodness, 8 of 11. They just can't miss.
Did you see the smirk from Trey Shearer? He said, what are you going to do?
The Hounds need to figure something out on that perimeter because Truman State uncharacteristically shooting lights out from downtown. It's UINDY ball after knocked out of bounds. I mean, this Truman team, Landon, they're shooting 39% on the season. Today, 8 of 11. That's insane.
I mean, I don't know what else to say about this Truman team other than this is not the same Truman team that I witnessed a month ago. I don't know if head coach Jeff Horner swapped out all of his players or not to make them look like exact identical. I don't know if these are clones. I don't know what, but these guys are honestly, they are soaring right now.
I mean, they're on pace to eclipse their entire total from the last game in the first half here. Another hard fall as Choa misses the inside shot. Now on the move. Here's Williams, who's been quiet after a hot start. He's got 8 points early. Drives in, trying to make it 10. He could do it at the line. Second foul of the half for UINDY. They've been good at limiting those fouls. And that brings us to a timeout. When we come back, starting to mount a big lead. Hitting threes are the Bulldogs. We'll see if it can continue after this on the GLVC Sports Network.
At Aqua Systems, we believe in one simple idea, that it should be easy to get great water. That's why we provide a hassle-free sales process with money-back guarantees and the best warranties anywhere, all on equipment made in the USA. In fact, at Aqua Systems, we make it so easy to fix your home's water that 9 out of 10 people who shop with us buy from us. Contact Aqua Systems today. You'll love your water.
$14 points. That's the lead for Truman State. After the under 8 media timeout, they can make it 16 here at the line as Kobe Williams. He's an 81% foul shooter. And how about this? The Truman State team leads the GLVC in free throw shooting. If you start fouling these guys, they're not going to miss.
I mean, we've seen it already on free throws. I mean, we've been seeing it all day, too, on three-pointers. They're the number 2 team in three-pointers as well, so they're definitely making their presence known.
Not the best offense on the season, but like you said, they specialize on hitting shots from beyond the arc, and 8 of 11, that's a pretty good clip. I don't know if I've seen a better start in the GLVC over the 4 years I've been covering this conference. It's insane. Is it sustainable? We'll see, but boy, it's gotten them out to a big start.
And, also on a side note, football team showed up here in a little bit of numbers. We've seen the videos going around on social media of their presence made on Thursday night. Just smacking that banner as much as they can. They're loud, they're rowdy, and they get inside the team's head. That is for sure.
Hounds on offense with a screen. Little floaters, no good from Zool.
It doesn't help, too, when you're being double-teamed like that from Zach Zool.
Kick ball, it'll be Truman State ball.
And Josiah knew it as soon as he did it.
And how about Kendrick Choa? We talked about his accolades from a year ago. An All-American, Midwest, GLVC Player of the Year. He went nuts. This year, he's not putting up the same numbers. Coach Corsaro says, it's because he's double and triple teamed every single play. It's kind of how you have to defend a guy like that with his size, his stature, his skill.
And, Corsaro always says he's built like a Greek god, and just trying to stop him, shut him down. It's difficult. It really is.
At the horn, he misses the two-pointer. That was Hall who attempted the shot. Great defense from the team in white. We'll see if they can turn that into some offense. From the corner, Ija attempts one and a little too strong. The Hounds have gone frozen from beyond the arc. They've only hit one of their last 7. Here's a 3. My goodness! Kason Lawrence hits his third triple. That one a couple steps beyond the arc straight away. These guys cannot miss.
Did you see him stick his hands up like Gladiator? He looks back at his teammates. He said, "Are you not entertained?"
Entertaining, to say the least. 37 early points for Truman State. Here's an attempt at an answer. Can't get the 3 or the putback. Ija skied in for the board and tried putting it back in after the Zool miss. Another 3. Can they hit the 10 mark? They can. What? Kobe Williams hits another one.
12 points. He's at his average right now.
This team has hit 10 three-pointers already, and they have a huge lead to start. Nothing that Paul Corsaro can do but call a timeout for Indianapolis. My goodness, these guys cannot miss. We'll see if that continues after this.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
It's a 13-0 run for Truman State. It's a 22-4 run for the Bulldogs. They've hit 9 of their last 10 from downtown. These guys cannot miss. What do the Greyhounds have to do to slow down this three-point shooting from Truman State?
Well, first off, we've been seeing it all, especially from a start. Truman State taking a page out of UIndy's book defensively, and that's what they've been doing too. And they're just able to capitalize on every single time. But if you're UIndy here, you got to just slow down, find a little bit of a rhythm, get confident in your shots, just like that one from Jesse Bingham.
It's a good start for the Warren Central product. Drives inside. Nice, smooth stroke from 7 feet. And Corsaro furiously slamming his feet down, trying to come up with some answers on defense.
Corsaro's got a whole bag of tricks up his sleeve.
Inside drive. The German blocks it. And now on the move. After the Steinfeld tip, they're going to call a foul here on the floor. That'll go against Xavier Hall. And all of a sudden, the Hounds in the bonus in the 1-and-1 here after the 7th foul called against the have committed against them.
This is the time when UINDY can capitalize on some free money right here, essentially. And, I mean, you can't choose any better guy than Zach Zool, 79% on the season, and it's just going to go up right after that one.
He just scored 22 points 2 nights ago on this same gym against Upper Iowa. First time the Hounds and the Peacocks have played, of course. Upper Iowa just joined the GLVC this season. Second best team in the conference behind UINDY. The Greyhounds won that one 93-80. And you know what, Landon? They have not lost a conference game at home. Can that change today? They're currently down 17 with 5 to go in the first.
And, if you're Corsaro, I mean, you look at their 2 losses in the GLVC, that being William Jewell and Lewis. Corsaro's not going to want to lose to Truman State.
Great defense from the 7-footer and Steinfeld. Walker in transition. And now we'll slow things down. Stolen away, another turnover. Walker loses it, picked up by Talton. And now they'll kick it out. Can Hall hit another 3? He can. What? These guys cannot miss. Xavier Hall from downtown.
There are players on this Truman State team. There's a couple players 3 for 3. Now we got one that's 2 for 2. 11 for 14.
Is that good?
That's awesome.
Missing the layup. The defensive rebound goes to Hall after Zool can't put it through the hoop. And now with 4 minutes left, it's a 20-point lead for Truman State in the first half. I do not want to be in that locker room at halftime.
You can only imagine, though, Corsaro is going to be saying something in there that it was definitely going to amp these players up for sure, because this team is definitely a second-half team.
Loose ball stolen away by Zool. Now on the move, the Hounds with numbers. Here's Craig, and he sees an interior double team. See that so often from this defense. Walker spinning all the way around, and he gets it to bounce and fall in.
I mean, that's a tough shot, too, when you're being double-teamed like that for Jarvis Walker. But, I mean, just nice little hook shot there. Somehow made its way home.
9 points to lead the team so far. Jarvis Walker has starting today. The Bulldogs have hit 10 of their last 11 from downtown. This time, though, a mid-range jumper, and hey, he hits it. Pretty impressive from Xavier Hall.
I mean, already on the day, 8 points. This has been a flawless day from him.
He's the top passer in the conference. Number 1 in assists, assist-to-turnover ratio. Here's the corner 3. Zool too strong, stolen away. Now Williams got the board, and now the Bulldogs seeing if they can hit another one from 3. Now they're human. Believe it or not, they're human. Talton misses. First miss we've seen in some time. Zool trying again from the corner. This time he hits it. That's what the doctor ordered, or the veterinarian ordered for the Greyhounds.
Yeah, they can't afford to be put down right now in this first quarter, or in this first half. So you definitely, for UINDY, you have to hustle back here in these dying 2.5 minutes.
Put down. You got to use it. I can make the puns. Veterinarian's funny. You can't say put down, Landon.
Okay, I apologize.
So sad. 2 dogs out here. The Bulldogs and the Greyhounds battling. And so far, it's been advantage Bulldog. Missing the 3 again. Now they're starting to go cold. Craig gets the board. 2 minutes to go in the first half. We'll see if the Hounds can go on a run. That's a good start. The 7-footer puts it through with 2 hands.
And Jeff Horner, head coach of Truman State, just called a timeout. Does this mean that UINDY's starting to get in their head a little bit? I definitely agree. I definitely think so.
It is a good start for those wanting to see the Greyhounds come back here at Nickerson Hall. It's a 15-point deficit for Indianapolis, but they're starting to chip into it. What do you think's worked for them so far here, Landon?
Well, like you said, Truman State's gone cold, and UIndy's been able to find that rhythm that they're comfortable with, and they've been capitalizing on every point possible. Some of that has to do with Jarvis Walker, and of course, that awesome Julian Seinfeld dunk we just got done seeing.
They've gone cold, but they're still 11 of 15 from downtown. 11 of 16, that is. So they're shooting just over 68%. Come on. This is nuts. You don't even see this from the Golden State Warriors.
And they were just recently in town, too, and it was a nasty nasty loss for the Indiana Pacers, too, nonetheless.
A couple of these guys looking like Steph Curry today. We'll see. Typically, these kind of performances, when they happen early, it's hard to sustain, but this team, like we said, a top three-point shooting team in the conference. That's typically what they hang their hat on. When they can put up points and get wins, it's because they can hit threes in bunches, and they've been able to do that.
And, you know, one of the players I think right now that's definitely standing out to me for Truman State, that being Kobe Williams, he has only missed once. He's 4 for 4 on field goals, 3 for 3 on three-pointers, and 1 for 2 on free throws. This guy is having dang near a perfect day.
Averages 12 on the season. He's got 12 right now. It's a 15-point lead for the Bulldogs. They'll get it in. They're trying to stop any sort of momentum for the Hounds going into halftime.
Yeah, because, you know, if the Greyhounds find momentum, they definitely carry that whenever they can. And like I said, too, this Greyhounds team is a second half team.
Another three. This one hits. It's Shearer on the move. That was beautiful from straight away.
Trey Shearer, I mean, he's one of the leaders of this team, 12 points, averaging 40% from beyond the arc.
And he's in double figures already after that one. This defense working so well with these double teams.
Zool signaling that he was open in the corner.
3 to shoot. Number 3 does it. It's a left elbow shot, and it's pure. That one was pretty from Jesse Bingham.
You know, like I said, it's a little bit of a quieter, slower start here for Bingham, but just you wait in that second half. I think that's something Truman State's definitely have to watch out for as Bingham, because if he gets hot, he gets red hot.
Hall being guarded by the center for Indianapolis, Julian Steinfeld. Definitely a mismatch, and he's going to try to exploit that here. Watch this. Inside the layup, and he hits it.
Just for record, Xavier Hall, one of the shorter players on the team, he's 6 foot. Julian Steinfeld has a whole nother foot on him.
Here's Zool, gets hit hard and goes down, and they say he walked with it. I like the call.
I do too, but I also think, I could make a case, give the guy some slack because he was kind of going down already, but you walk with it, you walk with it.
The shot clock's turned off at the end of this half. We'll have a quick conversation with UINDY head coach Paul Corsaro heading into the locker room. And once that clock hits 0, stay with us. Here's another 3. This one is good. No, it's 2. They say his foot was on the line. Xavier Hall with a pretty one. Going in to the half, and all of a sudden it's a 20-point lead for Truman State. Who would have predicted this? Going into the break, the Bulldogs, they've won 10 games all year. They're up by 20 at the half. And Paul Corsaro heads to the locker room furious. We will, in fact, not have that conversation with him as he's got bigger things on his mind, seeing if he can stop the bleeding and get a second half rally going for the Hounds. Okay, never. Last time these two teams met, Landon, Truman State only put up 48 total points in the game, and that was at their place. All of a sudden, here, Nixon, all they have 52 at the half. What's worked for them? It's pretty easy to say.
It's the 3 balls. I don't know what else to say. 12 for 17. That is, and like you said, Finch, or excuse me, that's what you said, Nathaniel. 4 years you've been covering this. Same for me. I don't think I've ever seen this many threes, especially that many in the first half of this game.
If you hit 12 three-pointers in a game, it's a very successful day. They've hit 12 in the first half. This has been insane. We'll see if they can continue it into the second half. Don't go anywhere when we come back. Boy, a fun second half ahead of us. Can't wait for it. That's next here on the GLVC Sports Network.
We'll leave it to our actual athletes. Watch UINDY TV's live sports broadcast on GLVCSN and YouTube.
The first time I went to Lucas Oil was last year for the 6A Center Grove versus Carroll State high school football game. And I walk in this time thinking I know what's going on, thinking I know what's going to happen. And if I were to say that Lucas Oil lost any effect on you, just the pure vastness that it hits you when you walk in, I'd be wrong. And Jace put it perfectly. He walked in and said, wow, this is the dream. And it is, because the people that we look up to listen to a high school football game of the week on WICR HD3 UINDY Radio.
We're back at Nickerson Hall. The halftime score, the underdogs, the Bulldogs, 52, and the top-ranked UINDY Greyhounds, 32. It's a 20-point lead at the half. My goodness, this is a half that nobody expected coming, Landon. Truman State, in order to put up those 52 points, they hit 12 three-pointers, a 71% clip. They went nuts from downtown. Do you think it is sustainable coming out of the locker room?
I don't know, man. I think Truman's going to keep doing what they've been doing. Yes, they did cool down a little bit there at the end of that first half, and we saw UINDY finding a rhythm, finding a sweet spot. They've been comfortable with trying to at least just chip back into this lead in some way, shape, or form. But I'm very, very curious to hear what Corsaro said to his players. How did he motivate them? How is he getting them back into his? We already see him drawing up plays now on his little whiteboard over there. I can't imagine what Corsaro said to him then, but it's going to build him up. It's going to hype him up in any way they can.
Looking at the numbers for the Greyhounds, they've played some pretty decent basketball as far as offense goes. Not too many turnovers. They've shot well, 40% from the field. They're playing pretty good offense. It's just a matter of you got to try to keep up with a team that has hit 12 three-pointers. That's hard to do.
Yeah, and you mentioned those turnovers, too. Truman has 2, UINDY 5, so turnovers very, very slim here. But, you're looking at the rebounds here, too. UINDY's definitely leading the rebounds, and that is something that Corsaro preaches on, for sure. And they're leading that way, too. So, Corsaro and this UINDY team, 17 rebounds to Truman's 14. So, like I said, that's something that Corsaro absolutely preaches on. So, that's something maybe he can kind of be hopeful of. We know Corsaro is a big stats guy, big numbers guy. So, he's got to like that to see that. But, just looking at him right now, he's just watching his players over right now. Usually when we see Corsaro, he usually just kind of hides out in the tunnel right now. When you're down this big, you have to watch your players at every key instance.
One of the big numbers here for the Greyhounds, Jesse Bingham, 2 of 6, only 4 points. I think if you want to get back into this game for UINDY, it starts with him offensively. Because when he gets going, when he gets on a roll, boy, he can put up 20 points before you are done blinking.
Exactly. You're looking at it right now, 4 points. Is that an okay performance? Sure. But like you said, when he gets hot, he gets red hot. And once he gets going, it is dang near impossible to stop him. You cannot shut Jesse Bingham down because Jesse Bingham's going to keep doing what Jesse Bingham does. Why? Because it's Jesse Bingham.
The big question, can you continue shooting 71% from beyond the arc? That is what we're asking about the Truman State Bulldogs. A phenomenal first half. Can they do it again in half number 2? Definitely curious to see the answer to that, and that's going to be the answer to if they run away with this game or not. If they can continue to hit threes, this one is not going to be pretty, Landon.
No, and I said at one of the points in here too, is that Kobe Williams, right now, he's one of the lead scorers. Him and Xavier Hall each had 12 apiece, but looking at Kobe Williams specifically, he has only missed 1 shot this entire game.
And it wasn't even a shot, it was a free throw.
It was a free throw.
Incredible.
You look at him, 4 for 4 on field goals, 3 for 3 on three-pointers, like we said, 1 for 2 on free throws. Kobe Williams definitely a major threat for this team. Like we even said it in the pregame show too, the way they're able to distribute the ball evenly amongst themselves has been perfect, and they're proving it here tonight.
Xavier Hall putting in a good performance as well. 12 points, 4 boards, and 5 assists. Leads the team in minutes. He played every single minute of that first half. We'll see if that has any sort of effect on him, but he couldn't miss, and he was doing a great job facilitating his teammates as well. Hounds will have the ball to start. They're down by 20. Can they start chipping into the lead? Here's Jesse Bingham trying to run some offense. Double team on the inside. Kicks it out. Tynes from downtown, and that hits the front end of the iron. An early miss. Hounds just 3 of 12 from downtown so far today.
Yeah, the tray ball has not been kind to them in any way, shape, or form. The only thing they really have going for them stats-wise on a positive note is free throws, 5 for 6, 83%.
10 to shoot. Tight defense from the Hounds. Here comes Xavier Hall, being guarded by the All-American. 2 to shoot. This one's blocked away. Second block today for Bingham, and it's a shot clock violation.
I will say this, from calling the game a month ago for WICR at Truman State, UIndy started getting a lot of kills. Or excuse me, not kills, but I mean just shot clock violations. What Truman State did. But if UIndy could keep that up, I mean, I think that was one of the key reasons that UIndy was able to power through this team. So I think UIndy's trying to go back to the basics from a month ago, see what they can do now.
Again, a big win, 86-48 was that final score. In Kirksville, the Hounds got, they're playing a completely different Truman State team that has all the same players. It's been impressive. Here's a nice shot from the inside for Kendrick Choa.
Now you got the bench energy fired up. Choa with the first points of the day, and you got the football team now over there. Pretty much half capacity, but they're going to be loud, they're going to be rowdy. They're going to try to get in this Truman team's head as well.
On the kick out, stolen away. Momentum starting to build for the team in white. That was Tynes who got it.
You know, with all this energy, though, this is something that Corsaro and this whole entire team feeds off of.
Inside again. The big man gets it poked away after a miss. Nice job by Xavier Hall to knock it away. And he'll lead the half-court set. Hall seems flustered. They're halfway through the clock. Inside, though, the backdoor cut. It's stolen away, but no, a foul. Looks like this one against Kendrick Choa. You can take a look at the replay. Yeah, just a little too much contact there.
Although foul-wise, though, it's been a clean day.
Absolutely.
Honestly, on both sides. I mean, UIndy now at their third. Truman with 7. Refs letting them play, that's for sure.
2 opportunities from the stripe for Kobe Williams, who hits at an 81% clip. Of course, split his first pair earlier in the first half. I mentioned the one time he let go of a basketball and it didn't go through the hoop was that free throw. He's now 3 of 4 from the stripe today. He's got 14 points.
Yeah, in the GLVC, he's number 13 in field goal percentages.
Choa again, this time one-on-one, and you can't do that. Brendan Levette, the 6'6" guy, trying to guard him, and Choa puts it through the hoop.
We haven't seen a lot of Brendan Levette, and I'm kind of surprised because he's one of your big high-scoring players, too. He averages a 9. I mean, we saw him start, but that was pretty much it.
Trey Shearer takes a step-back 3, and he misses. It's a tough shot. Ejon with the board. And Bingham will slow things down. No, here's a straightaway 3, and that one is in. How about Jarvis Walker from straightaway?
I mean, 2 for 2 on threes for him. I mean, and he's the first Greyhound today in double-digit points. I said earlier, Jarvis Walker making a case for himself that he's definitely one of the lead front runners for this team, and he's continuing to prove it.
Starting to get loud at Nickerson Hall.
The defense chants are coming in quite nicely. Even the band's trying to get into it, too.
Driving with a 15-point lead and another foul. We mentioned how only 2 fouls in the entire first half for Indianapolis, and they have their second one here. Jarvis Walker picked it up. It's his first.
You know, I think this would be the first time we've seen Trey Shearer at the free throw stripe today.
Shoots just under 80% on the season. And again, we talked about it. This Truman State team, the top free throw shooting team in the conference, and normally that doesn't mean a whole lot. But in this case, if you continue to put them at the line, they're not going to miss.
That's exactly right. I mean, 4 for 5, 5 for 6 now.
The Hounds moving quickly. That's what you have to do when you're down big. Inside again to Choa. He faces a double team, and he is called with a travel to turnover.
I mean, not really much what you can do there when you're being double teamed. I mean, he had no room to work with whatsoever. I mean, you're getting surrounded by Matt Hafner and Landon Island, and you're pretty much on thin ice trying not to step out of bounds by any means.
And again, this is a guy that a season ago was averaging upwards of 15, 16, 17 points a game, about 9 rebounds. This year he's down to 11 and 7. It's because he gets double teamed every single touch. He tries to dive for that one. It'll be Truman State ball. He pokes it away, but Choa can't corral it in.
But the bench and the football players, they definitely loved it, though, that's for sure, trying to keep this energy up.
You love to see a guy diving for loose balls like that. That's really what it's going to take. The Hounds want any chance to get back into this game down 17.
You know, that's something Corsaro likes, too, is when he gets these players that aren't afraid to put their body on the line, no matter what the hustle is, trying every which way he can to get the balls, and he just loves the effort. Loves the hustle.
7 to shoot. Hall's going to try to drive inside, and he steps on the boundary. It'll be Greyhound ball after the turnover. Just the 5th turnover of the day for the Bulldogs.
And they're starting to pick up, too. I mean, that's their 3rd turnover here in 4 minutes of the second half.
Bingham on the drive. He goes up strong, and he gets it to go in. That's what it's going to take for Jesse Bingham to get back into this game. He's got 6 points.
I mean, try to get around Kobe Williams. I mean, roughly the same size, too. Bingham 6'6", Williams 6'4", trying to get around that.
They're going to call Choa with his 2nd foul. You got to be careful. Pick up 1 or 2 more, and you're in foul troubles. That'll lead to the under 16 media timeout. It's a 15-point lead for the Bulldogs. We'll see what they can do with the ball after this.
Listen, do you hear that? I get here early so I can enjoy some peace and tranquility, but not anymore. Before very long, there'll be a bunch of families here. There'll be a bunch of rugrats running around, ruining what used to be a wonderful, quiet place. But oh no, the Hound Pound Nation will be here. They'll be raising havoc. This place will be bedlam before very long. I wanted to enjoy myself and have a great, peaceful moment before this game starts. But you know what? It's really worth it. Go Hounds!
Portillo's is unbelievably excited to serve their famous Chicago-style street food in Indianapolis on US 31, just south of Stop 11 Road. We are looking for top dogs to get paid daily, have a flexible work schedule, and will get free shift meals. Apply at portillos.com/careers.
It's a 15-point lead for the Bulldogs. Hounds slowly chipping away at that 20-point halftime deficit. Landon, what has worked for the team in white?
I mean, honestly, right now, I think they're capitalizing on Truman's mistakes here. I mean, 3 turnovers already for them within those first 4 minutes here. So Truman just silly little mistakes. So I think they're the same old Bulldogs. UINDY is just kind of building off those mistakes, and it's been working for them.
Hall with the strong drive, and it gets swatted away by Kendrick Choa off the backboard. Now in transition, it's Ejaw. He goes all the way to the cup, and he puts it in. David Ejaw, coast to coast. That's one way to start building momentum.
Starting it loud in here, too. You got to love it if you're in this UINDY atmosphere and this UINDY bench.
Stolen away. Choa, this could get nasty. Now he lays it in. With regard for human life this time, but you give him another breakaway, and he might shatter the backboard.
I mean, and we saw what Jesse Bingham could do like that, too. We saw Thursday night the absolute cherry bomb from him.
Hall trying to capitalize on a trip. They slow things down. All the momentum in favor of UINDY. It's another block. This time Ejaw with his hand on it. He had 6 2 days ago, 6 blocks.
And he's number 6 in the GLVC in blocks this year. So, I mean, David Ejaw right now, the blocking is working.
Choa wide open from downtown. He's not going to take that.
Very rare. 1 for 3 on the season. It's very rare if you see him pull up from 3.
A long J for Bingham, and he can't. Can Truman capitalize? Trying to slow things down. Slow down this Hounds offense, who just went on a burst.
I mean, and even looking at the scoring from UINDY, they're on a 13-4 run. 13-6 run, I should say now.
Hall with the right-handed layup. Tynes calls for the screen. UINDY waiting on Zach Zool to come in here in a moment. As Ija comes in and gets blocked, but they say too much contact. He'll have 2 from the stripe.
Believe that one came on Landon Island.
Joe Knutson also waiting to come in for Truman. You see here just a little too much contact. This is a team, Landon, in the Bulldogs that defensively they've been doing a great job crashing inside, getting these double teams. It's worked, but that time just a little too much contact from 2 Bulldogs.
I mean, you got David Ija up here at the line, too. I mean, you couldn't ask for anyone better at the line. 83%. I mean, the only one that is above him being Paul Zelinskis, and obviously he's out with an injury, but we're seeing David Ija trying to stay up to that play, too. And you got these free shots right here trying to close it back to within 11. So you got some free money coming up here.
They called Matt Hefner with the foul. That is his 3rd. So, of course, you can only have 5 fouls before you are fouled out of the game, and he has 3. It's something to keep an eye on. Matt Hefner over the final 13 and change. Hefner he heads to the bench here. Hall drives inside, and it's blocked. Oh, they say he fouled him. I'd like to see that one again. I'm not sure if there's enough contact here. Landon, let's see your thoughts. Is this enough contact to warrant a foul? Yeah, I'd say
Yeah, I'd say so.
So Xavier Hall will get 2 from the line. He's an 80% foul shooter, and he hits the first.
I mean, what a day for Xavier Hall. I mean, still him and Kobe Williams tied 14 apiece for the most points on the day for him. And he leads the way in field goals 6 for 10.
Zool's going to move the offense. He comes in at the point. Doesn't use the screen. And now Ija comes in strong, trying to back down his defender. Here comes Bingham. This is a strong drive. Can't get it to go. The tip in from the 7-footer. It's Steinfeld.
Place is starting to get amped up, too. Good clean up there from Steinfeld.
An 11-point game. Just under 13 minutes to go in the contest. Here's Hall. Played every minute of the first half. Hasn't subbed out yet. And he misses. Ija from the inside. Whistle blows. He'll see 2 shots from the line.
I mean, like we said, Ija's already perfect on the day, 4 for 4. Could go 6 for 6 here. Also, on a side note, looking over at our friends over at WICR, Kate Colford interviewing Mayor Joe Hogshead.
How about that?
Got the mayor in town.
Hogg said he's got a daughter or a niece, a family member that goes to UINDY. He's often at these games, and kudos to Caden Colford down there, UINDY TV's own. Getting a big-time interview there. I don't think they're paying too much attention to the game right now, huh?
Well, I mean, Jake Hell's got to be doing his best right now, but also one of your former co-hosts on Last Call. Shout out.
That's right. Here's a big thing for Truman State. We were talking about at halftime, after making 12 three-pointers in the first half, can they sustain that? They haven't hit a single one from downtown yet coming out of the break. They've definitely cooled off a bit. Now, they're not shooting as many, but they have cooled off a bit in that regard.
They've had 3 attempts for three-pointers, 0 for 3 to start the second half. This is right now the most UINDY's closed it back to within 10.
And the Hounds definitely need to capitalize once they can slow down this three-point shooting from Truman State. They've got the ball now, halfway through the clock of the Bulldogs. Here's the drive. Williams, his defender goes flying. He lays it in. Kobe Williams with 16 points.
You had Zach Zool on the ground for that one. Also, no, next whistle, next dead ball will be media timeout.
Sean Craig into the game, gets it to Zool, chalks up a 3, and he misses. Shearer with the rebound. He's on the drive. Here's a 3 from the left wing, and that one's missed. 0 for 4 coming out of the break. And now Jarvis Walker on the other end, spinning around. Triple team to Zool, and it works. Stolen away. The Bulldogs forced the turnover. Now in transition, Shearer slows things down.
And you saw Corsaro making Zool hustle to get back into that thing, and he's immediately telling his player, slow down.
Shearer really trying to slow down this game. His Bulldogs are ahead by 12. He's got 6 to shoot on the drive. Shearer left wide open, and he buries it. Trey Shearer with the tray. And it's back to a 15-point lead for the visiting Bulldogs.
I mean, you cannot leave Trey Shearer wide open like that because he's going to take that shot 100% of the time.
Choa comes in strong, sees the double team, sees the contact, and he'll have 2 attempts from the stripe. After the break, when we come back on the GLVC Sports Network.
Listen, do you hear that? I get here early so I can enjoy some peace and tranquility, but not anymore. Before very long, there'll be a bunch of families here, and there'll be a bunch of rugrats running around, ruining what used to be a wonderful, quiet place. But oh no, the Hound Pound Nation will be here. They'll be raising havoc. This place will be bedlam before very long. I wanted to enjoy myself and have a great, peaceful moment before this game starts. But you know what? It's really worth it. Go Hounds!
Portillo's is unbelievably excited to serve their famous Chicago-style street food in Indianapolis on US 31, just south of Stop 11 Road. We are looking for top dogs to get paid daily, have a flexible work schedule, and will get free shift meals. Apply at portillos.com/careers.
The Hounds brought it within 10 points. Since then, a 5-0 run for Truman State. They're trying to capitalize on some Greyhound mistakes. 65 points to this point in the game is nuts for this Truman State team. Big reason why, 3-point shooting. They've only hit 1 coming out of halftime, but they hit 12 in the first half. That's just unheard of at this level of basketball. At any level of basketball, hitting 12 3-pointers as a team. In the first half, they did that. They've been hot, and they're trying to continue to build upon this lead. Kendrick Choa was fouled. He's got 2 shots from the line, and he hits them both.
And, you know, that's something Kendrick Choa has been trying to work on better. I mean, he practices a lot on those free throws. 58% on the season so far.
Here comes Hall. He passes it. Again, the leading passer in the conference, but it's stolen away. Ija is fouled in transition. There's going to be a little bit of a conversation about this one. I don't know if it's who fouled him or the level of foul, but Ija, a lot of contact as he was driving in.
I believe
they're going to call it on Trey Shearer. No. Yes, Trey Shearer is what they announced.
Because it looked like he was holding a 12. I don't know if it was just from the perspective I'm at or what, but I was like, there is no 12 for Truman.
Another foul. 2 quick ones. This one committed on Joe Knutson.
Joe Knutson, that's his first, and same first for Trey Shearer.
The Hounds will inbound. Jesse Bingham gets it and drives in. Sees a double team. Choa one-on-one is fouled. A lot of whistles of late. Knutson called with his second in a row. He's got 3 in the game. And now Choa will have another 2 shots from the line.
As I say, you got to be careful for Truman, I mean, because the fouls are just going to keep piling up and piling up. Sooner or later, UINDY's going to get the bonus here, and that's going to help them out tremendously.
Next foul puts the Hounds in the 1-on-1 bonus. And if you can hit some of them, obviously you see the miss on the front end there. If you hit some of these free throws late in the game, that is a great way to get back in the contest.
And also, shout out Kendrick Choa, double-digit points now for 11, looking to tie Jarvis Walker with 12 for the most points on the day.
and he misses both from the line. A missed opportunity for Indianapolis. Xavier Hall barks out some orders. Truman State, a little miscommunication there, and they keep things in check. Here's the reverse layup, and it's pretty. Matt Hefner puts it through the cup.
Matt Hefner, you're being chased by David Eja. You had Bingham and Tynes pretty much caught off guard.
Tynes hands it off to Bingham. He'll drive in and goes to the deck. Gets rid of it first. Here's Choa, and they're going to call a foul. He goes down hard. They're going to call
Matt Hefner again. That's his fourth.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have to hit the bench for some time.
Yeah, he's entered the danger zone.
One more foul, and he sits for the rest of the game. They're trying to avoid that, but 4 fouls for Matt Hefner. Not how he saw his day going. Kendrick Choa will have 2 shots here. Of course, he missed both last time he went to the line. 7th team foul this half on Truman State. Hits the front end. When Kendrick Choa played Truman State a month ago, 16 points, 6 rebounds, one of his better games of the season. Xavier Hall calls for the high screen. Boy, he's such a good point guard, is Hall.
His awareness for everything, is top notch. Trying to almost caught Jarvis Walker off guard.
Are you kidding me? Trey Shearer with the handles.
He put Jarvis Walker on ice skates.
And he hits the fadeaway. Goodness. It's back to a 15-point lead for the Bulldogs. Greyhounds with it. That's Jesse Bingham. Walker from downtown and clanks off the back end of the iron. In transition, the Bulldogs don't have numbers, so they slow things up.
Lately, UIndy feels like, other than the free throw shots, been seeing a lot of prayers being kind of shot up. Not a whole lot. Rebounding hasn't been there.
Here's a 3 from straight away. Not going to miss that very often, but Shearer does there.
Ooh.
Inside the teardrop. The rebound goes to Choa. Ball's on the ground. What are they going to say? Did they say that Kendrick stepped on the outside line? It's Bulldogs ball after an impressive move on the inside from Walker, but just can't get it to go. Sean Craig enters for Walker, the sharp-shooting sophomore for Indianapolis.
So only he and Dylan Ingram are the only 2 Greyhounds that have not scored today, and they definitely want to change that here in the final 8 minutes.
Craig does have 3 rebounds, though. He's a big body. Like we said, he's kind of a 3-point specialist, but he can pull down some rebounds. Hall crosses the timeline and tries to set up Samo. Thought about a 3, moves around. 8 to shoot. Here comes Shearer, guarded by Craig, and it's a miss. Eja pulls it down.
Played right into his hands.
It'll go out on a Bulldog after Choa tried to catch that one. Almost like a quarterback trying to dump it into a bucket. And it's a 15-point lead for the Bulldogs at the under 8 media timeout. When we come back, the Hounds will have the ball, trying to chip in to this big deficit. That's next on the GLVC Sports Network.
When medical care is needed, where will you turn? With Community's Connect to Care program, one call or click finds you the closest open appointment. Request a time yourself or let us do it. From a primary care doctor or virtual visit to a med check or community clinic at Walgreens. Just call or click. You can go right to our website or to me. Connect to Care from Community.
The year's not over, but your payments are. Buy a new 2023 Buick Envision from Ray Skillman and make no payments until the new year. Plus, get financing as low as 1.9% on all 2023 Buick models. And as always, we'll buy your car whether you buy one from us or not. Be payment-free for the rest of 2023. 2 great locations, US 31 South or I-465 and East Washington Street or RaySkillmanCars.com.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
Pounds down 15. They'll inbound it here. Jesse Bingham receives the Walker pass. Can the Greyhounds come up with some offense? It starts here. Can't get it to go. Rebound goes to Craig, and he puts it up. 4th rebound. First bucket for Sean Craig today.
You know, that's what you want to see from Sean Craig. He only averages about 2 points a game. I mean, it's a little bit of a sophomore slump for him this season, but I mean, that's definitely something you love to see from Sean Craig.
Led the conference in 3-point percentage last season. Straight away 3, bounces around and misses from Williams.
How about that? Another board. 5 boards already now for Craig.
Inside to Choa. He sees a quick double team, and he walks with it before he puts it through. So a turnover negates the 2 points. Can't have that.
That's pretty much the same play they've been doing about the last 5 possessions now. They keep getting Choa trapped on that inside there. He gets double teamed every time, and he has no room to work for.
Up 13 with 7 minutes left for the visiting Bulldogs. Of course, these guys below 500 on the year. Got blown out by Indianapolis a month ago on their court, and they've come out firing today. A completely different team. Trying to knock off the Greyhounds. First time UINDY would lose at home in the conference play this season. Shearer being guarded by Choa. Misses the fall away, and it's Craig with his 6th rebound. Ejaw drives inside and loses it. Turnover, pulled away by Hall. 3-on-1. This could get ugly. He puts it through with the right hand, Kobe Williams.
I mean, there was nothing really Sean Craig could have done there. I mean,
1-on-3 is not a fun place to be underneath the basket.
Lamar Jackson's experienced that.
Williams with 18 points to lead his team in scoring, lead the game in scoring. Bingham drives in and gets it poked away, but it's a foul. Suddenly, another quick one for Joe Knutson in his 4th.
I mean, you got to try. I mean, yes, Kenneth Choa's not there this time, but it feels like Truman was just setting up camp at that right elbow every single time. They're just waiting for him.
And the 2 guys, as Bingham misses his first at the line, the 2 guys for Truman that are taller than 6'6", both with 4 fouls. As Hefner and Knutson each have 4 apiece and are 1 away from fouling out. As Bingham toes the line. Splits the pair. Stolen away by Craig. He steps on the out-of-bounds line.
Oh.
A valiant effort from Sean Craig would have resulted in 2 points if he wore 1 size smaller of a shoe.
So that would have been pure artwork right there. That could have almost done it.
As we saw the trap there working almost to perfection. The Bulldogs corralled in, trying to increase on a 14-point lead. On the drive, blows past the 7-footer, and Shearer lays it in.
And that's another one that Trey Shearer being 6 foot as well. I mean, Joey's got a whole other foot on him there, and it's an immediate timeout call, and he is not happy.
With that, we'll step aside as well. It's a 73-57 lead for the Bulldogs over the number 1 ranked Hounds. More next after this.
We'll leave it to our actual athletes. Watch UINDY TV's live sports broadcast on GLVCSN and YouTube.
The first time I went to Lucas Oil was last year for the 6A Center Grove versus Carroll State high school football game. And I walk in this time thinking I know what's going on, thinking I know what's going to happen. And if I were to say that Lucas Oil lost any effect on you, just the pure vastness that it hits you when you walk in, I'd be wrong. And Jace put it perfectly. He walked in and said, wow, this is the dream. And it is, because the people that we look up to listen to a high school football game of the week on WICR HD3 UINDY Radio.
It's so much fun. Back here at Nickerson Hall, on the campus of the University of Indianapolis, and it's Truman State with the big lead, and they have done a great job holding that lead this entire half. UIndy going to need to start figuring something out here over the final 5.5 minutes. Landon, it's been all Bulldogs today.
Yeah, I mean, the only time UIndy's had the lead was very early on in the first half of this game when the score was 5-2. Truman, I mean, they pretty much put UIndy in the rearview mirror. UIndy trying to close back up.
Jesse Bingham drives in, pulls up, and misses. But Choa gets the board and is fouled, so can he hit two from the line?
I don't think Brendan Levette really enjoyed having a basketball chucked at his face there.
And he gets called with a foul, adding insult to injury. His third. Suddenly a few Bulldogs in foul trouble. Levette, 6'6". So 3 guys who are taller than 6'5", all nearing foul trouble, as Levette has 3 to his name.
Back to within 15.
Every time they seem to get it underneath the basket, Howland's getting fouled. They need to capitalize by hitting some foul shots. Choa does a good job hitting both of those, and here comes the full court trap. Bulldogs do a nice job breaking it. And here's Hall having a phenomenal day. Almost loses it there. Of course, leads the conference in assists and assist-to-turnover ratio. The Tyrese Halliburton of the Bulldogs, if you will, and he has a beautiful fadeaway.
Nice turnaround.
Lead back up to 16 points. Tynes barking out some orders, being deliberate here. They need to go quick halfway through the clock. Step back from the foul line, and it's no good. Truman State ball.
Yeah, Ejob, I mean, trying to go for it. Just had it smacked out of bounds. What are you going to do?
Expecting another full court press. It's Bingham who meets Hall at the 75-foot line. And we see a double dribble. It's Greyhound's ball. That kind of stuff is what happens when you apply that pressure at the full court, Landon. They're going to need to do a lot more of that over the final. Team that was down 20 at half, a team that has not lost at home yet in conference play. Could that be the first time here as the Hounds trying to find some type of answer? Can Bingham do it from the left wing, and it bounces short. Choa with a rebound. One bounce, goes up strong, and he puts it in. Flex your muscles, big man.
Kendrick Choa, I mean, 17 points already for him. And he's just 5 away from a season high.
Truman State nursing a lead. Hall versus Bingham, a huge matchup here over the final 3.5 minutes. Here's Williams with 3 to shoot, drives in, and it's off the front end. Tynes in transition. Ejob from 3, and no, it doesn't even hit the rim. It's a foul, though, off the ball. Hounds could bring it within 12 points on the other end of this media timeout. when we come back from Nickerson Hall.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
Most people don't think much about their company's printers until they break down. And then what? You run out and buy another cheap printer? Frequent repairs, replacements, and toner can add up a lot. Chances are your business could save thousands per year on toner, supplies, and repairs and improve productivity, all while getting best-in-class equipment and service. Contact the local experts at Gordon Flesch Company today for a free assessment. Business technology managed.
Back here at Nickerson Hall, and that man right there, he's about to take a couple foul shots. Kendrick Choa, a team leading 17 points today, 7 rebounds, and I've got a couple numbers here for you. He eclipsed the 800 rebound mark tonight, one of the few Greyhounds with 800 boards and over 1,000 points in a career. The fifth-year Hound now 6th all-time on the rebounding list for the Greyhounds. He has had a magnificent career, and he's a big part of why the Hounds are trying to stay close in this game. He now has 19 points, tied with Trey Shear of the Bulldogs for the game lead. This looks like vintage Kendrick Choa today. 19 points, 7 rebounds. And the Bulldogs passing up a 3 to slow things down.
You got to think 7 of those points are just purely off of free throws.
The backdoor cut is missed. How about that? Hall never misses from inside, and he can't get the layup to go. Now Choa is fouled on the catch. Of course, the Hounds in the double bonus, so Choa will get 2 from the line, and of late he's been hitting. 9 of 12 today. A fantastic number for Kendrick Choa. They've tried the hack-a-shack method. Early on it worked, but now he's starting to hit. He's starting to feel his stroke from the charity stripe.
And also that foul was on Matt Hefner. That's his 5th. So he is done. Thanks for playing.
Hefner fouls out with 8 points and 2 rebounds. Joe Knutson also has 4 fouls, that is, and he enters the game. Him and Levette, each a foul away from joining Hefner on the bench. As Choa hits the first. Just broke the 20-point mark. Has not been the same Kendrick Choa this year. You can expect that when you're getting double and triple teamed every touch, but here he's putting up points like it's 2022 Kendrick Choa, the All-American.
Back to within 10.
Hall met by Bingham in the full court, and Bingham called with the foul. 6th foul by the Hounds. So it'll lead to just an inbounds, but from now on, any Greyhounds foul leads to free throws. Kobe Williams will inbound for the Bulldogs. They switch Tynes over now to Hall. Probably the team's best defender, him and Bingham right up there. And Tynes now called with a foul. Hall's drawn 2 straight, and he'll get a bonus. 1-and-1 bonus here for Hall, so if he hits the first, he gets another. First time Tynes been called with a foul today.
Bingham now up to 2 fouls today.
Misses the front end. A gift for Indianapolis as they have it within 10. Can they bring it within single digits right here with 2.5 to go? Choa on the inside. He's double teamed.
He's got Walker wide open.
He loses it, and it's a turnover. Hall's going to slow things down and try to tick off as much time off the clock as possible. Jeff Horner looking for his 99th win in his 6th year with the Bulldogs. And they were one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the conference just a couple of years ago. Inside drive, foul called. It's a charge. Indianapolis gets the ball after Kobe Williams picks up the offensive foul.
Yeah, we're going to get another look at this one here.
Just drives that right shoulder into the chest of Tynes, who brings up the ball now across the timeline. Hounds have to move quick, down 10. 100 seconds to go in the game. Choa with it. He loses it again. Greyhound's lucky to keep it, but he's now lost 2 straight balls on the inside. He was triple teamed.
I'm kind of surprised that actually wasn't a kick ball from Choa, unless if he was already out of bounds by that point.
Hounds halfway through the clock. Tynes, the floor general here.
I mean, and this is a guy that is an absolute cerebral player. Oh, we're getting a timeout call.
Paul Corsaro wants a minute to think about it. We'll take one as well when we come back. Hounds down 10, but with the ball, can they mount a comeback? We'll see. The final 93 seconds next on the GLVC Sports Network.
At Aqua Systems, we believe in one simple idea, that it should be easy to get great water. That's why we provide a hassle-free sales process with money-back guarantees and the best warranties anywhere, all on equipment made in the USA. In fact, at Aqua Systems, we make it so easy to fix your home's water that 9 out of 10 people who shop with us buy from us. Contact Aqua Systems today. You'll love your water.
Well, they went to replay review, and the Hounds keep possession. They're going to change the inbounds man now to Jarvis Walker. He gets it into Bingham. In the corner is Jesse Bingham being guarded by Kobe Williams. Here's Walker from the right wing, and he misses a 3. The rebound goes to Williams, and it's time to start fouling for Indianapolis, desperately down 10 after they can't score on the inbound. Ejaw gets called to this 3rd foul.
And if you're Ejaw, I mean, he's been one of your big scorers today. He has 9 points on the day. You got to be careful, too. I mean, I get it, you got to start fouling here, but it's one of those like you're walking on thin ice moments.
Despite the common foul, we'll see 2 free throws for Kobe Williams. He hits the front end of the 1-and-1. 8th foul called against the Hounds. And it's an 11-point lead. Can he make it 12? Williams with 20 points today, leading all scorers. Or rather, Kendrick Choa has 1 more than he does. He's leading all Bulldogs. Here's another 3. Ejaw right wing. It's desperation time for the Hounds. They can't hit that one. Here's another attempt from downtown and misses. Tip in good for Choa, who has 23.
I mean, just incredible putback there. We got another timeout?
We're going to see a foul every time the Bulldogs touch the ball. This time they'll foul Trey Shearer, a 79% free throw shooter. And the advantage definitely goes to Truman State when it goes to fouls because they're the number 1 free throw shooting team in the conference. 78% from the stripe. They're not going to miss very often. I'd be surprised if any of these next 2 misses. He hits the first. It's an 11-point lead with a minute left. And how about this upset?
It's
Truman State, 10-11 on the season. They're 7-6 in conference play. They only have 2 road wins all season. And the Hounds have not lost inside in Nickerson Hall since November, and they have not lost in conference play here at home. Choa fouled, misses the shot. He'll get 2, and that will send Knutson to the bench. He fouls out.
Thanks for playing.
Fouls out without recording a single shot today. He did get a rebound. Played 17 minutes. 2 blocks.
Kendrick Choa is already at 23, and I know I've been saying this a lot like crazy, but now he has a new season high, 23 points.
His career high is 27 points. Of course, an All-American last year. We see a timeout. Choa can make this a 10-point deficit. And if he does, at the line here, Landon, what do the Greyhounds need to do with some prayers here?
You have to nail every shot that you get, and hopefully, you can try to get some of these Truman players get fouled. You got to try everything you can. You got to try every trick in the book.
Is it worth attempting any sort of 2-point shot, or do they need to just go exclusively from downtown and hope they nail him?
I think right now for the 3-ball, threes have not been kind to them whatsoever today.
They've only hit 4.
Only hit 4 compared to Truman's 13, but that was in the first half. Second half hasn't been as kind to them either. Sure, you could try for it, but if I'm playing it safe, I'd maybe just stick to the 2-pointers. Just stick to the field goals.
How about this? You know how much Paul Corsaro loves his rebounding. That's one of the top 2 or 3 keys every single game. The Hounds, 37 rebounds. Truman State only 21. They have blown them out on the boards, and yet that has not resulted in points. The Greyhounds shooting 39% from the field. They just haven't been able to capitalize on these rebounds.
For Truman, too, this will be their first win in Nickerson Hall in a little over 2 years, as Kendrick misses his first.
The Hounds have won the last 4. 12 of the first 17 games UINDY has taken in this series. And this one likely going to go to the visiting Bulldogs, who will get to 500 on the year. Missing both free throws, but the Hounds get the rebound, and it's a layup for Walker. Breaking the full court press. Will the Hounds foul? I don't think they will. Just trying to play tight defense. Here comes the foul from Walker.
That's only Walker's second.
Pretty obvious. The biggest reason Truman State will go on and win this game is because it made 12 3-pointers in the first half. Now, they only made 3 in the second, but they mounted a 20-point lead going into halftime. These guys played out of their minds from downtown. It's a big reason why the underdog is going to come in and win this game on the road. A 6-hour drive. They'll go on to win 4 straight. Heating up just at the right time for Truman State. Another turnover as Tynes loses it. Picked up by Landon Island.
You got about half a second. Well, not anymore. Shot clock has been turned off.
Double bonus for Xavier Hall, who's going to shoot 2 foul shots. Of course, a fantastic free throw shooter. And he misses the first.
2 for 4. It's not been bad. That's for 3-pointers. I apologize. 2 for 3. Well, I guess it still will be 2 for 4.
UINDY currently the number 1 team in the GLVC conference, and they have a comfortable lead up at the top. So this loss, while it stings, while it breaks an unbeaten streak at home in the conference, it's not going to affect the season too much as a 3-pointer goes for Eja, because the Hounds are still comfortably atop the conference, especially after a huge win just 2 nights ago at Nickerson all over the number 2 ranked Upper Iowa Peacocks. So it's tough that you lose. This one's going to hurt for a couple days, but in the grand scheme of things, the Hounds still comfortably the number 1 seed. And when you go to that GLVC tournament here in just a few weeks on the campus of Lindenwood University, they're going to likely be that comfortable number 1 seed.
Oh, for sure. And also, like I said, obviously this will go down as a loss for you, Indy, but you have a long time. Well, not a long time. You have a little less than a week to turn around. You get a lot of time. You get a lot of practice reps in here, and you go up against Quincy, and Quincy is always one that has been a little bit of an Achilles heel for this UINDY squad and Coach Corsaro, and same for UIS.
They get a pair of short road trips coming up this next weekend. The Hounds will travel to Quincy, about a 5-hour drive, and then UIS is 3 hours from campus. Whereas Truman State, they played their final away game today. They'll be home for the rest of the season. Got 4 home games coming up. And that starts Thursday night against Maryville. Truman State, I mean, they're on the outside looking into the GLVC point standings, but you get a big win here. If you can win the next few, they'll win 4 in a row. They've got, a chance to sneak into the back end of the conference tournament.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, the number six team in the GLVC. So, I mean, this is definitely going to help their case for making it into the GLVC playoffs.
Of course, the winner of the conference tournament gets the automatic bid into the Midwest Regional. That same regional that UINDY hosted a year ago. Of course, is the number 1 seed, fell to the number 8 seed McKendree Bearcats. But if you can get into March, we all know how crazy it can be. If you can just sneak into that tournament, anybody can win.
There's a reason.
Sneak into the regional tournament, anyone can win that. As Choa with a quick shot there. Won't affect the outcome of the game, but will affect his day as far as scoring goes. 25 points, 10 rebounds. What a game for Kendrick Choa, looking like vintage Choa, the All-American, having his way today.
This is something else I think a lot of people tend to forget. Choa's a 5th-year senior. So, I mean, Kendrick is one of the most experienced players on this team.
Kaysen Lawrence at the line, hits the first, and it's back to a 10-point game. Hound's going to move quick, just 5 seconds to go, and it's a straightaway 3 from Walker, bounces off. Choa with his 11th rebound, 12th rebound, hits the buzzer beater. Again, doesn't matter for the game, but now Choa with 27 points, matches his career high as he had his way tonight on the interior. 27 points and 12 rebounds. But the final score, 85-76. A 9-point win for the visiting Truman State Bulldogs. And not the finale that the Greyhounds hoped for. Let's go down and talk to Paul Corsaro.
Guys, we're here with Coach Corsaro. Coach, your thoughts on the game?
We didn't come out very well, obviously. 52 points in the first half. You're not going to win many games.
What's the talk in the locker room coming in now, get ready to go for the next game?
Bottom line is, you got to be ready to go, and that's on them.
All right, thanks, Coach, very much. Guys, back up to you.
Thank you, Brandon. That's Brandon Barger down there on the court with a conversation with UINDY head coach Paul Corsaro. The Hounds will fall to 15-7 on the season. 11-3 in conference play. They lose their first conference home game, and for Truman State, how about this, Landon? They're at 500 now. They're 8-6 in the conference, mounting their case to sneak into the GLVC tournament. What a big win this was for the visiting Bulldogs.
Oh, I mean, this was everything that you wanted and more for this Truman State team. And like I said, it's a 6-hour bus ride, and it is going to be an electric bus ride back home.
85-76, the final score. What are the big numbers that really stand out to you here, Landon? Obviously, three-point shooting through the roof in the first half for Truman State. What's the biggest reason why they were able to get this win against a very good Greyhounds team?
I mean, you said, the three-pointers, they were lights out. And that helped them out for pretty much the majority of this game. Number-wise, if you look at some of the players, the 2 standout players, one from each side. Trey Shearer, 22 points for him, and Kendrick Choa, double-double from him, 27 points, 13 rebounds.
So Truman currently ranked 5th in the GLVC's point rating system, so they're pretty comfortably going to be they're going to be feeling good over the last couple of weeks with their standings in the conference tournament. Of course, the top 8 teams go to Lindenwood. Truman currently ranked 5th, but a big win here, I'd imagine, is going to vault them over William Jewell, maybe even over UIS, put them in the top 4. You got to love, if you're a Truman State fan, where they are heading into the final couple weeks of the season, again, winning 4 straight games now.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, like I said, too, I mean, if you're any time to get red hot, I mean, this is the time to be hot with March. I mean, just slowly creeping its head in here. They could be looking extremely well come time, like I said, for the GLVC tournament.
You look at a team last year like McKendree, snuck their way into the GLVC tournament, won that, snuck their way into the back end of the Midwest Regional Tournament and won that. I mean, this is, like we said, once it gets to March, anything can happen.
Yeah, once it's time for March, I mean, every team, whether it is D1, D2, D3, whatever it may be, there's always that Cinderella story.
It's madness
in there. It is legit madness. That's why it's called March Madness. And Truman State is trying to be that Cinderella story.
The Hounds return to the floor next Thursday night. That is at Quincy, whereas Truman State, they get a home game on Thursday against Maryville. The final few weeks of the season upon us. It'll be interesting to see how this finishes heading into Lindenwood here in just a few weeks come March for the GLVC tournament. I'm Nathaniel Finch with Landon Coons, our wonderful crew here at UINDY TV, signing off. So long from Nickerson Hall. The final score 85-76. Truman State with the upset win over the top-ranked UINDY Greyhounds. Have a great weekend.